Hello and welcome back to Local to Global 2004. We are here on the 17th of July 2005, ready for the Emerald Invitational. While off camera, I have set up the tournament. So it is a men's tournament, as we mentioned in the last episode, where Claudio and Sean Davari are both involved in the tournament. So there's going to be a lot of pre-show matches, and then the whole tournament is going to be like the whole show. So we're not going to have the classic women's championship match on this show, but that will come next month at Mayhem in Montana. So the first round matchups will be Claudio Castagnoli versus Vinny Massaro, Brody Lee versus JJ Perez, Steve Bradley versus Chaos, and Chris Chetty versus Sean Davari. In this episode, we are going to go through the Emerald Invitational. We'll do Mayhem in Montana, Fallout, and Fright Night, and we will end just after Fright Night. Hopefully by then, not quite, I don't think. I think we could, if we end this episode with 15 popularity in the Northwest, I will be very happy. Maybe we'll just go through and try and, we'll see how it goes. Maybe we'll push through and try and get up to Tiny in this episode, but I will see what the timings are looking like. So we are going to move forward onto the show, which is very exciting. No one's going to get the night off. We're expecting 107 fans. Let's go. So all of the we could go to Idaho. I mean, I think we're going to have to. We're going to go to the Arco Recreation Hall in Idaho, which is beautiful. I am also thinking that maybe I should hire someone just for the booking team. Try and get someone in cheap just to give us some extra points, because we can't really use many at the moment. We'll use a creative finish, which is a bit of a gamble, so maybe we'll put that in a first round matchup. Eddie Colon had some ideas for a creative finish. Miss Natural and Steve Bradley got into a huge argument. Greg Valentine did basics and safety for 6 female students and 8 male students. And there we go. We are going to inspire the locker room, I think. Emerald Invitational was a big show. Last year, it was the women's tournament, which Sarah Del Rey won, which meant that she then faced... I can't even remember who it was now. Whoever the original champion was definitely in my plans. She won the tournament, so whoever wins this tournament will go on to Mayhem in Montana to face B-Boy. We do have an absent worker. Candice LeRae has been given time off. Of course she has. That's fine. I am going to book this show, and then we'll get into it. Be back in a sec. And we're back. The show has been booked. We're starting off with the 4 matches that I ran through earlier. Claudio Castagnoli versus Vinny Massaro, Brody Lee versus JJ Perez, Steve Bradley versus Chaos, and Chris Chetty versus Sean Davari. We then have a promo from Tony Jones. We then have our first semi-final. Mikey Henderson will then respond to that, and we have our second semi-final. And finally, final promo. We have a Sarah Del Rey promo before going into the final, where B-Boy, our world champion, will be at ringside. So let's just get straight into it. And the first match, it is Claudio Castagnoli who picks up the win in 9 minutes 35 with the Cesaro swing, which I guess should probably just be called like the big swing or something. This got a 36 rating, which is pretty good, not too shabby. We then go on to the second first round matchup, where Brody Lee defeats JJ Perez with a Brody bomb. This one gets a 34. They have pretty good chemistry, and it lifted the match, so that is good. JJ Perez actually getting a decent rating of 35, and Brody Lee up to a 31, which is pretty good for him so far, so very happy to see that. Then have Steve Bradley taking on Chaos, and Steve Bradley does pick up the win with the roll of the dice in just under 10 minutes. He's got a 43, so the best match so far. Steve Bradley getting a 46. He is good. He is good. I'm liking what he's doing. And our final first round matchup is the best first round matchup. 47. Sean Davari defeats Chris Chetty with a flying leg drop. Davari getting a 53 rating, which you love to see. We then move on to Tony Jones, which we knew this was going to be awful. We can't cut a promo to save his life. But he storms the ring and demands a match next month at Mayhem in Montana with Mikey Henderson. He doesn't want anything to get in the way of this match, so he wants it to be no holds barred, anything goes. It gets a 22, which is fine. We're also in front of 107 people, so that's exciting. We then have the first semi-final, Claudio Castagnoli taking on Brody Lee, and it is Claudio who goes through to the final in 14 minutes and 6 seconds with the Gotch neutralizer. It's got a 37, so not too bad. Claudio got a 37 and Brody Lee got a 32. The creative finish was actually a success, which you love to see. And the chaos of the match helped hide how badly the two men were performing. That's okay. We're still, these guys are still young. We're still building them up. We then have the response by Mikey Henderson, who is back. This was a very disappointing match. We then head into the second semi-final between Sean Daivari and Steve Bradley, and it is Sean Daivari who picked up the win in just over 16 minutes with a flying leg drop. It's only got a 38. The two men don't click at all, which is not great. Both their worst performances they've had with us, 34 and a 37, but it did get the crowd slightly hotter. They are white hot with a rating of 13. I don't really understand how these work and what they really mean. But hey, it's fine. We then head into just the best promo. She's just the best thing on the show. Sarah Del Rey comes to the ring and says she is pissed that she doesn't get to fight tonight, but she is even more annoyed at the level of competition that she gets to face. She puts an open call out to any women's wrestler who thinks they can stand up to her to come to Montana and be humbled by the greatest wrestler alive. It's got 57. She's so good. She worked the crowd well, loving the freedom to improvise. And then we have the final. It is the two men who hate each other, Claudio Castagnoli and Sean Daivari. And in 13 minutes and 39 seconds, it is Sean Daivari who wins the Emerald Invitational, sealing his place next month at Mayhem in Montana to take on B-Boy. This got a 49 rating. That's more how we like it. The number one newcomer storyline advanced and gained heat. Claudio Castagnoli got a 35 and Daivari got a 54. They have great chemistry as well. Oh, I love it. I love it when a plan comes together, when you put two people in a feud and then you put them in a match and they have great chemistry and it's just beautiful and they're just going to get better and better. What a way to finish the show. By far the best match of not by far, but the best match of the night by 2. It's got a 46, so much better than last year's show. Not our best show, but it might actually be our third best show, actually, now that I think about it. Our popularity has gone up. We will give Sean Daivari and Claudio tell them they had a great performance. They both seem pleased. We only lost 552, actually, which is not too bad. We did go up to 12 popularity, which you bloody love to see. So, Mayhem in Montana, the card's kind of already there for you. We've got Mikey Henderson versus Tony Jones. The Sarah Del Rey open call, basically, to any woman in the world. And B-Boy versus Sean Daivari, which will hopefully be another very good match. I think, I don't know who we're going to hire for, what's her face? Sarah Del Rey to fight. Let's say they can work in the USA, but they don't have to be based in the USA. I'm happy to spend a little bit of money. Amazing Kong. She's in Japan. She's not. I really need a bit of. Let's add her to the shortlist because why not? But I would really like someone with at least a little bit of popularity in the region, which I don't think there is gonna be. Oh, Sherry Martel. Is she still a wrestler? She's an occasional wrestler. We could maybe bring in... She's not too bad. We could maybe bring in Sherry. Maybe it's time to bring back Luna Vachon, because she had a great showing early on. 800 Nora Greenwald or Molly Holly. Oh, that's maybe a little bit high, but I mean, she's got the skills as well, right? I would definitely add her to the shortlist. Martha Villalubis, popular, not really. I mean, Luna Vachon's got 13 where we are. Maybe. Okay, I'm going to skip forward and I'm going to have a think about who we bring in. I'm not really sure. But yeah, don't go anywhere. We'll be back in a minute for Mayhem in Montana. And we're back. It's Mayhem in Montana. It's the 21st of August, 2005. And let me show you this. Last month, we made 857 buckaroonies, which means that we are going to up our merchandise immediately. We're going to be spending $250 a week for 10 weeks, and then we will be spending $750 a month, but we will be making, $2 more per popularity point and $1.50 more per fan in attendance. So we are gonna be rolling in the money. Not really, but hopefully we'll have slightly more money to use. We are not going to give anyone the night off. We are once again going to go back to like that 5,000 seat arena or wherever it was from last year. Venue. Okay, yeah. Montana, so that's 7.5. Okay, 3,500. I mean, still a horrible venue for us right now, and we're going to spend $5,000 on it. But this is the bed that I have made, and I will lie in it, and that's fine. We have a safe bet for Sean Devari, which maybe we'll use tonight, and a likely to succeed for Tony Jones. Those are two pretty good ones. Chris Chetty lifted the locker room when he organised and then won a video game tournament. What a legend. Greg Valentine did pre-show basics and safety for 7 women and 8 men. We are going to do a little bit of team bonding, I think. I just made people miserable. Last year we got a 29, which was not good. But that just means this year we'll definitely make it better. I'm going to book the show. We all know the show, the matches on the card. I'm just going to book them all up quickly, and I'll be right back. And we're back with Mayhem in Montana, which I think is actually going to be our kind of like our SummerSlam, our second biggest show of the year. Obviously, Showcase is the biggest one, but I think this one has the potential to be kind of like a bigger event than a regular one. I'm now just realizing that I have not booked many pre-show matches, but we're using all of the major stars, and it'll be fine. So our first match is actually thanks to a comment. I'm sorry, I don't have it up. I can't remember your name, but thank you very much for commenting, saying that Yardy France deserves more wins, and him and Steve Bradley would be a good tag team, and I agree. So we're going to give them a shot tonight against Adam Pearce and Brody Lee in the pre-show. Hopefully they've got some good chemistry. We then have, that's supposed to be there, Mikey Henderson versus Tony Jones in the no holds barred match. We then have Jones calling out B-Boy. Del Rey then calls out her opponent, which we can see there is Nora Greenwald. So they're kind of like, I'm going to leave it in suspense stuff. Didn't really pan out. We then move on to Sean Devari versus B-Boy in the main event. So the opening gets a 40 rating, not too bad. Yardy France and Steve Bradley do pick up the win. Steve Bradley pins Brody Lee with a roll of the dice. Bradley gets a 46, France gets a 35, Adam Pearce gets a 38, and Brody Lee gets a 27. No positive chemistry, but no negative chemistry. So that's fine. Maybe not the next. I've got 2 championships that I'm planning on bringing in. One of them is a TV champion, which will happen when we get a TV show, and the other one will be the tag team champions. So sort of bringing together some tag teams does seem like a good idea to start doing now. Try and find some chemistry between different people who are maybe a bit lower on the card. We'll see how this goes. We then move on to a 45 rated match. Tony Jones really off his game. What a shame. Tony Jones does defeat Mikey Henderson in a Montana death match when he was pinned with the holy shoot and could not beat a 10 count. Mikey Henderson got a 35. Tony Jones had a 43. The men's title storyline advanced. Got the crowd off to a hot start, and the creative finish was a success. Tony Jones then grabs the mic and calls out B-Boy. He says he doesn't even care at this point if he's still the Emerald champ by the end of the night. All Jones cares about is getting his hands on him as soon as possible. This got a 29, which is actually like a pretty decent promo for Tony. I'm still thinking of a hit to him to have a manager. I haven't quite figured out how to bring the manager in. I've got an idea, but we are building to it. I haven't forgotten. We then move on to a 49 rated promo where Sarah Del Rey stands in the ring and calls out whichever women she'll be facing tonight. You know, she's saying she's the greatest wrestler in the world. Whoever comes out, do your best. You're losing. And to her surprise, Nora Greenwald steps out onto the ramp and makes her way to the ring, and Del Rey is looking absolutely shocked. Part 1, which was a Del Rey promo, got a 46. Part 2, which is the two women kind of working the crowd, got a 51. Nora Greenwald has debuted her Girl Next Door gimmick, and it's got an initial rating of very good. Sarah Del Rey worked the crowd well and improvised well. She's just great. She's just the best. We then move on to the match, and it's a 46, which isn't too... I mean, Sarah Del Rey only 3 off and like an extra 30 popularity from Nora Greenwald, but it is Sarah Del Rey who picks up the win in just under 18 minutes with a spike pile driver, and Sarah Del Rey makes defense number 11 of the Emerald Women's Championship. And Nora Greenwald was furious at this decision, so I don't know if she's going to want to come back. We just got her on a one-night deal because, again, she is pretty expensive. But yeah, we then move on to our main event, which gets a 63, which is pretty good. B-Boy retains his championship, beating Sean Davari in 13 minutes 33 with a Shining Wizard. They went all out and stole the show, and B-Boy has made defense number 3 of the Emerald Championship. Sean Davari getting a 51, which is very good. B-Boy getting a 65, and the match got the crowd buzzing, which is just what you want as you end the show. It's got a 56, which is our third best show. We had 2 that were 59, I think, and our popularity did go up. So we're on a little bit of a run at the moment. We will address the locker room. We will give B-Boy and Sarah Del Rey. We'll give our 2 champions some praise. B-Boy was happy. Sarah Del Rey was happy. We're going to have lost loads of money, $5,800 on that one. But we did go up to 13 popularity. So is that worth it? Probably not. But hey, what can I made a promise to the good viewers of this series that when we have a Mayhem in Montana and when we have a showdown in Seattle, they will take place at least in the relevant state. And I will stick to that. WWE added a new tag team, Stacy Keibler and Sable teaming up. That's pretty good. Vince McMahon and Michael Hayes are friends. Who'd have thunk it? Nora Greenwald has left. She would still negotiate with us actually, so that's not she's only 27 as well. She's just marginally, and by marginally I mean like basically about $600 a night too expensive for us right now. SummerSlam was last night. Should we have a quick... Why don't we actually go through... We're like a year and a quarter into the save. Why don't we go through the companies? Nope. Was it that one? No. This one. There we go. Ordered by size. And we'll just have a quick look at the titles. So the Cruiserweight title is held by Nunzio, who I have literally never heard of before. Do not recognize him at all, but he looks pretty good. The heavyweight champion is Kurt Angle, of course. IC champion is The Big Show. Royal Rumble was won by Eddie Guerrero. Current tag team champions are Batista and Spike Dudley. They won it at SummerSlam, beating Hardcore Holly and John Cena. What the hell are they doing? Hell yeah, Spike. Love that for you. The United States champion is Kane. Women's champion is Stephanie Trinity. And she looks pretty good as well. World Heavyweight Champion is Shawn Michaels, and World Tag Team Champions are Ultimo Dragon and Paul London. Hell yeah, they won it a month ago. They beat Mick Foley and Jerry Lawler, who had it for 100 days and made no defenses. You love that. Classic WWE tag title. So the TNA World Heavyweight Championship is being held by Shane Douglas. The World Tag Team Champions are held by Elix, Skipper, and Loki. And the TNA X Division title is held by AJ Styles. We'll have a little look at New Japan as well. The G1 Climax was won by Scott Norton. It's happening now? Have they just not done it this year? Maybe it's happening at the moment. Yuji Nagata is the current heavyweight champion. Junior heavyweight champion is Wataru Inoue. The junior heavyweight tag team champions are Super Delphin and El Samurai. The tag team champions are Kensuke Sasaki and Mananobu Nakanishi. Apologies if I get any of these pronunciations wrong. I'm trying my best. Dragon Kid, I'm pretty confident I got that one right. Dragon Kid is the U30 openweight champion, and Best of the Super Juniors was won by the great Sasuke. I did see up here that Shibata was the champion. I would like to look at Shibata. And we'll have a look. We are actually not the smallest in the world. We are ahead of All Star Wrestling, which they have Jake Roberts. Sweet, good for them. And they're based in Northern England. Hell yeah. Johnny Storm. They got a young Robbie Brookside. No, okay. They got an old Robbie Brookside, and I don't know who he is. Okay, we are gonna go through to. Actually, let's have a quick look at Ring of Honor and maybe OVW as well, just to see who's coming up. Rodney Mack is the heavyweight, and Carlito and is that Shad Gaspard? Yeah. Are the tag team champions. Ring of Honor, very quickly. Number one contender trophy is currently held by BJ Whitmer. Pure champion is held by Matt Striker. Tag team is CM Punk and Colt Cabana. And Samoa Joe is the world champion. Of course he is. He's held it for 60 days. Ken Shamrock had it for... Oh, that was the big one, wasn't it? 23rd. So he kept it for a good... What? 7-8 months into the save. That's pretty good. So yeah, we are going to move on to the next show, which is Fallout, happening in September. And yeah, we're going to have... I haven't actually decided what we're going to have. We might have the World Championship match or the Emerald Championship match. I'm currently undecided. But I tell you what we will do. We will be trying out some more tag teams. So I'll be back in 1 second for that. Don't go anywhere. And we are back for Fallout. We are on the 18th of September 2005, which, fun fact, would have been my brother's 12th birthday. Isn't that fun? This one's for you. I meant, yeah, he's fine. I realised that it sounded like my brother passed away. He didn't. He's fine. He just would have been 12 in 2005. Anyway, I'm sure you all got that and understood. Let's have a quick look at our finances last month. Yeah, we lost a lot of money. But if we didn't have that venue, we would have still made a little bit. So, hey, that's fine. We'll move forward. Also, let me know in the comments if you would like to see this screen, or if you would rather... Because I realised that I'm like skipping forward and then coming back for a little bit and then skipping forward again to book it. Would you rather I just came back to like the booked show for each event, or do you like seeing this? I'm happy to do either. So yeah, if you have any strong feelings about that, please in the comments, please just let me know. Let's go up to 250. There's still only the Arco Recreation Hall, which is where we will be going tonight. We have 74 booking power. A bit of a gamble. a bit of a gamble. B-Boy and Eddie Cologne had a blazing argument. Chaos and Candice LeRae have bonded recently. Cheerleader Melissa brightened the mood. And April Hunter and Tiffany were getting on really well. Greg Valentine did set for 7 female students did training and 8 male students. Steve Bradley was brought before the Wrestlers Court, accused of being an hour late. Dun, dun, dun. He has had a small positive impact from that. Let's inspire again. Why not? If we can, why not? We're far enough away from Showcase that I don't mind doing this. So last year for Fallout, we got 42, which is pretty good. So let's get on and book the show. I will be back in a minute I'll book the show and I'll be back in 1 second. We know the drill now. We know how this works. And we're back. Fallout is booked. We've got Sean Davari and Eddie Cologne taking on Chris Chetty and JJ Perez on the pre-show. We then have Candice LeRae making her return on the pre-show. So it's not canon, okay? It's not canon. I just need to make sure that she's not rusty. Taking on Miss Natural, Yardy France, Mikey Henderson, Chaos, and Vinny Massaro are then competing in a fatal 4-way. We then have an opener showing that Tony Jones has been attacked. Cheerleader Melissa will then take on Sarah Del Rey. Claudio Castagnoli then cuts a promo before having a match against Adam Pearce. And then B-Boy will take on Steve Bradley in the main event. Let's get into it. So we get a 46 rated match for the opener. Sean Davari, head and shoulders above everyone else. Almost 20 points above everyone else. They pick up the win. Sean Davari pins Chris Chetty with a magic carpet ride. There was also a creative finish that was running out in a few months, and I wasn't sure if it was going to get used, so I just thought I'd use it on this match. We then have Candice LeRae taking on Miss Natural, and it is Candice LeRae who picks up the win in just over 8 minutes with a heartbreaker. She gets a 29 rating, Miss Natural gets a 21, and they have pretty good chemistry, which is lovely to see. And then in the final pre-show match, it is Yardy France who picks up the win after pinning Chaos with a 450 splash. Yardy France gets a 37 rating. Mikey Henderson has a 39. Chaos has a 34. Vinny Massaro a 31. I don't know why this advanced the men's title storyline. I must not have. There must be 2 people in here who are a part of it, and I've not removed them. Oh well. We then move on to the opening segment of the show, which gets a 40. You love to see it. Where Tony Jones is walking into the building when he's hit by a car. B-Boy gets out the car and starts to beat down Jones, leaving him busted open in the car park. We then see April Hunter run out of the building, run up and check on, supposed to say Jones. Just imagine that says Tony Jones. It's got a 40, which is pretty good. The men's title storyline advanced, got the crowd hotter after a strong start. Very decent, very good. We then move into the women's championship match of the evening. Sarah Del Rey hits a 50 for I think the first time. And she, of course, picks up the win against cheerleader Melissa, making defense number 12 of her championship. It's got a 43 rating, a great match to start us off. Again, the Chaos helped hide how badly cheerleader Melissa was performing. That's fine. We then move on to a pretty bad promo where Claudio comes to the ring for his match. But first, he hears a fan in the crowd asking how he feels about Davari now that Davari beat him. Claudio puts his hands up and says, on that night, Sean was the better wrestler. He was the better man. But he would be incredibly embarrassed if he talked himself up as much as Davari does, only to not deliver when it matters most. Ooh, them be fighting words from Claudio. We then move on to the match, which is better than the promo, thank God. Getting a 43, Claudio Castagnoli defeats Adam Pearce with a gotch neutralizer. Adam Pearce gets a 43, Claudio with a 38, so pretty decent 43 match rating altogether. You can't complain. We then move on to a promo from B-Boy. He comes down to the ring and says that even though Tony Jones is unable to compete tonight, B-Boy is a man of his word. So he will welcome anyone in the back to come down and challenge him for the Emerald Championship right here, right now. What a good guy, Yeah, sure, he hits someone with a car and beats them up. He's a man of his word. We then move on to that main event, which gets a 64. That's very good. I was hoping this would be a good match. It is B-Boy who picks up the win, retains his championship, and makes defense number 4, pinning Steve Bradley with a cross special brainbuster. B-Boy got a 67, which is really good. Steve Bradley got a 43, which is also very good. And that is how we end our show. We get a 54 rating. Again, we're being very consistent at the moment, which we love to see. We will let's give Steve Bradley and let's give Claudio some praise as well. We want these guys to be pleased with us. Financial report, we made a loss of 750 just from having some more matches. We did go up to 14 popularity, which we love to see. Eric Young is a wrestler. He's on the screen right now. That's fun. Eric Young, I feel like, would be a pretty good signing for us, actually. I've not really looked at signing anyone for a while, but maybe we should be. Nora Greenwald has been hired by PWG. That's fine. We are now going to move on to the last show of the episode, which is going to be Fright Night. We are still on track to be on 15 popularity by the end, so that's very exciting. I'm just going to sim forward and see you guys in a minute. And we're back. We are on the 16th of October. We're ready for a Fright Night. Ooh, spooky. Last month, we made $46 profit. Let's frickin' go. We paid $1,000 for merchandise. And going forward, we'll pay $750 for merchandise. Is it actually? It can't have finished already. Surely not. Merchandise. 80% there, yeah. So, we're in the money, basically. I also just got a little news article saying that Natty Neidhart has relocated to the tri-state, which means that her travel is much cheaper. So I've just offered her a contract as well. So that's very exciting. Great. Actually, while we're here, let's just go to our roster, and we are going to clear all of this, and we are going to go to Tony Jones. And no, other way around. We're going to go to April Hunter and have her manage Tony Jones. She now should manage someone, right? Yeah, she should now be managed by April Hunter, manages Tony Jones. Beautiful. That's what we want to see. Hopefully, this will give him we'll be able to do slightly better promos if she does all the talking and he stands there looking cool. We are not going to give anyone the night off. We are going to go back to the Idaho Arco Recreational Hall. We've got 116 fans expected for tonight. We've got 98 creative energy. Lovely. I'm actually, I can't do it right now. I am incredibly... Kyle O'Reilly wants to show up. Hello, Kyle. What does he wants to be used tonight? Shall we? Shall we hire Kyle O'Reilly for the night? He'd just kind of be on the pre-show. But we could see what kind of ratings he brings. You know what? Why not? Let's negotiate a one-night deal. It's only 20. You can be a face because we're lower on faces. Steve Bradley was put in front of Wrestlers Court again. Steven. Again, it's giving him some good morale, so that's fine with me. We will do an open forum. Erica Porter was annoyed. Yardi France, Ed, Chris Chetty all got a small morale boost, which we love to see. So last year, Fright Night got a 41 rating. Let's try and beat that. Let's beat it. Right, I'm going to book this show. Excuse me. I'm going to book this show, and I'll be back in just 1 second. And we're going to see Kyle O'Reilly's debut. How exciting. And we're back for Fright Night. Will it be a frightening night for B-Boy? Will he lose his Emerald Championship? Who knows? There's only one way to find out. We have 3 pre-show matches tonight. We have Candice LeRae and Tiffany taking on Cheerleader Melissa and Miss Natural. And remember, because it's going to be important for an angle later, pre-show matches aren't canon, okay? We then have tag team action, Adam Pearce and Eddie Colon taking on Yardi France and Chris Chetty. Again, just trying to find some sort of, chemistry. We then, our final one, we have Mikey Henderson taking on the debuting Kyle O'Reilly. Our opening match is then Erica Porter versus Sarah Del Rey, and then we have a surprise return. I wonder who that could be. We then have Claudio Castagnoli and Steve Bradley taking on Sean Davari and Brody Lee with some post-match scenes. We then have April Hunter then introduces her new client before the huge main event, Tony Jones versus B-Boy. We're then going to let this simmer. Whoever wins this one, we're going to let it simmer for a little bit. We're going to get some new people challenging for titles. So, let's just get on with it. So, this got a 24. It is Candice LeRae and Tiffany picking up the win. Candice LeRae pinned Miss Natural with a moonsault press. Candice LeRae and Tiffany USA do not work well as a team. Candice LeRae only getting a 24. Cheerleader Melissa getting a 28, which is not too bad, and a 24 segment rating. We then move on to the tag team match. No chemistry either way, but that's fine. Yardi France and Chris Chetty pick up the win when Yardi France pins Eddie Colon with a 450 splash. Adam Pearce and France both getting a 38, Eddie Colon getting a 36, and Chris Chetty getting a 31. And then the big debut. 18 is actually not that bad. A 29 for this match is incredible. I was expecting this to be like an 11 match. So that's great. Maybe we just sign Kyle O'Reilly and just have him lose on the pre-show for months, get his popularity up and see what happens. It could be, he's only $20 a show, and it could be fun. This was held in front of 117 people. Also, just quickly, sorry, ADHD, my brain, it flicks back and forth. Molly Holly is back in WWE. So we got her in, she lost to our champion. Our champion is officially like beaten a WWE superstar. That's pretty cool. Just saying. We then move on to the opening match of the night, which gets a 47. Sarah Del Rey is so good, getting a 56. And of course, Sarah Del Rey wins with the Royal Butterfly, making defense number 13 of the Women's Championship. Gets a 56 again. 20. Erica Porter with a 23. The match got the show off to a strong start, got the crowd buzzing. That's what we like to see. We then have, after the match, Sarah Del Rey is soaking in the boos from the crowd when suddenly, what? Candice LeRae's music hits. Del Rey looks like she's seen a ghost. LeRae comes out to rapturous applause and stands at the top of the ramp, staring daggers at the woman who put her out for months. The women's title storyline has finally advanced and gained a bit of heat. 37 rating is pretty good. I've misspelt so many words. I'm sorry. But Candice LeRae is officially back. She's definitely not wrestled 2 matches already. What? That's crazy. She's back, and it's a surprise. We then move on to the tag team match. Creative finish was a success. Lovely. And in about that had great wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd. It is Claudio Castagnoli and Steve Bradley who pick up the win when Claudio Castagnoli pinned Sean Davari with a Gotch neutralizer. It's got a 45 rating. Steve Bradley gets a 43. Claudio gets a 35. Brody Lee with a 27 and Sean Davari with a 49. The number 1 newcomer storyline advanced. Creative finish was a success. Crowd hotter. You love to see it. We then have some 42 rated scenes, which is pretty good. Davari is shocked that he is pinned and can't believe what has happened to him tonight. He immediately starts to blame Brody for not breaking up the pin, and pushes him aside before walking up the ramp in anger. Number 1 newcomer storyline advanced again with this segment. Lovely stuff. The fact that they have good chemistry as well is just like chef's kiss. We then have April Hunter. Finally, Tony Jones has a decent promo. April Hunter comes to the ring and performs an elaborate entrance for her new client, Tony Jones. She says that the two of them have been growing closer over the last few months, and what happened in Montana was the final nail in B-Boy's coffin. With her at ringside, there is no room for B-Boy to bend a rule, let alone break one. It's got a 42 rating. April Hunter worked the crowd well. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. We then had into the main event, and these two recently, they've wrestled 4 times, okay, in EMPW. The last 2, both this year, have both been rated 70. Let's go. 61! Oh, no! Oh, it's all falling apart. Tony Jones does pick up the win, defeats B-Boy in 13:57 with a holy shoot. Tony Jones is once again the men's Emerald champion. Tony Jones got a 50, B-Boy gets a 59. The men's title storyline, I meant to end it, but we'll end it at a later date, it's fine. The creative finish was a success, but Tony Jones and April Hunter have no chemistry whatsoever. Brutal. I was really hoping this was going to be good. Still, a 61 is still very good. Like, let's not get crazy. 61 is very good, but it's just not a 70. Let's finish up the show. I think I'd be better off without April Hunter as my manager. I agree, Tony. I'm not going to lie, buddy. I fully agree. A 54, still. Oh, I'm so annoyed at that. I was like, this is like a way to bring in like an extra dimension to the end of the trilogy. It's going to be great. Awful. Like, what? Oh, well. Address the locker room. Who did well? Sean Davari did well, and he lost, so we'll do that. And, I mean, Sarah Del Rey. You just can't not do it. Both pleased. Financial report. We lost about 761, which is fine. Up to 15, we gained 1 popularity for every show. We're hopefully just 2 shows away from being tiny. I'm so annoyed. I know it's still a good show. Still a good show. Still a very good match. It might even be like our 3rd best match. Let's have a quick look. Top 100s. So top shows. Mayhem in Montana. No. Fright Night was still our 4th best show. Top 100 matches. Fright Night. Still our 5th best match. But, god damn it. I'm going to have to think of some way to get them away from each other as well. Let's have a quick look at creative as well. Franchise players, Sean Davari is our number 1 franchise player. Claudio Castagnoli is number 2. Sarah Del Rey number 3. Tony Jones number 4. And B-Boy number 5. Next big things, Eddie Colon. Really? Okay. Hot prospects, Laz, who we've just like not used at all. Brody Lee, Eddie Colon, Steve Bradley, and Miss Natural. April Hunter, she's such a good promo as well. Okay, I've got an idea. I'm cooking, all right? I'm cooking. Let me cook. God, I'm so annoyed. Sean Davari is our showstopper, number 1. Chaos, number 2. Steve Bradley, number 3. Claudio, number 4. And Cheerleader Melissa, number 5. Sean Davari, also our ring general. Sean Davari is like, he's slapping at the moment. Tony Jones, number 2. Claudio, number 3. Adam Pearce, number 4. And Steve Bradley, number 5. B-Boy, Sarah Del Rey, Tony Jones, Sean Davari, and Claudio are all hot. Yardy France, Adam Pearce, and Mikey Henderson are not. Keith Lee is a hidden gem. He's currently unemployed. I'm just going to add these people to the shortlist because I don't necessarily want to sign them. I just want to see what they end up doing. Rapid Fire Maldonado. Stu Sanders is still on the list. PJ Friedman and Larry Sweeney. Why did I think Larry Sweeney was so much older than this? I thought, in my head, this guy's like 70 now. Clearly he's not. Anyway. God. Okay. This is fine. Let's have a quick look at our inner circle, see if we can add anyone to any of these positions. I doubt it. We've not really brought anyone in recently, but morale officer I don't want. Actually, just quickly before we go, let's just have a look for anyone who can work in the USA, is ideally based near the Northwest. near to northwest, and has like 50 booking skill. Okay. Way too expensive, way too expensive, way too expensive. Jason Diedrich could, and also is available to sign. Available to hire. Scott Lost, only 30. He's a wrestler as well. What of his? He's got 20 in the Southwest, which isn't too bad. He's got a good personality. What is his booking score? 52. Which is pretty good. Let's have a quick look at his match history. He got a 39, which isn't too bad. Maybe we bring in Scott Lost. Super Dragon actually only... he's the owner of PWG, though. That's a bit... I'd rather not. Vader as well. Yeah, let's bring in Scott Lost. Kind of purely just to be on our booking team. But, I mean, if he's here, we might as well give him some wrestles. That's what they say, isn't it? Can you tell that, like, the ending of that final show is just, like, broke on my brain slightly? I just can't believe. Really has overshadowed the fact we got a new world champion. Ah, well. What can you do? Alright, thank you all for watching so much. If you've enjoyed it, please like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And again, leave me a comment with if you have any preference around looking at the like little pre-show screen, or if I should just go straight into having the show booked. Yeah, I hope that you're all doing well, and I hope you're all having a lovely time in life at the moment. I'll see you for the next episode, where we will have Battle Song, Snowstorm, Proving Ground, and Showcase. Okay, we're getting towards the big guns. This is a big time of the year. And we will also, in case if nothing goes horribly wrong, we will also be Tiny, which is very exciting. So yeah, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.